Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Daily Rates Live with the Mortgage Calculator. Today, we're going to go over our live mortgage rates, and then we're going to do a deep dive into profit and loss loans. Give us just a moment here to go live on all the different platforms. Definitely appreciate everybody tuning in nice and early. Great topic here for today. And so we'll get into it here momentarily. Thank you for the comments coming in on the chat there. And all right, it looks like we're live on all the platforms, so we'll go ahead and get it started here. What we'll do is we'll take the chat off the screen for now, but go ahead and keep dropping comments there in the chat. You can also drop any questions you have in the chat as well. We'd be more than happy to answer your questions after we get into the presentation. So we'll go ahead and get it started here. All right, so welcome everyone. My name is Kyle Hershey. I'm the COO of the Mortgage Calculator, joined here by our president, Nick Hershey, and our CSO, Jose Gonzalez. We are a lender that specializes in non-QM loans, and what we do every weekday on this show at 11 a.m. Eastern is go through our live mortgage rates. Then we do a deep dive into a different loan topic, and today's topic is going to be profit and loss loans, something we're very familiar with here at the Mortgage Calculator because we specialize in non-QM loans and work with a lot of self-employed borrowers. So we'll get into that here shortly, but first, let's look at the live rates. So Nick, if you're ready, let's go ahead and pull up today's live rates and see what they're looking
like. All right. So we'll check out the rates for today. It is October 16th, just after 11 a.m. Eastern. So all of our initial rate sheets for the day are live. We'll set up a basic scenario to compare the APR. If you'd like a full breakdown, a full loan estimate with all the fees itemized, please get with our team members. They'd be happy to send that over. For our demo, we always set up a single family home, single unit, a $500,000 purchase price, $400,000 loan amount. That corresponds to 80% loan, 20% down payment. And we set an estimated 760 FICO credit score and an estimated 40% debt to income ratio. So with those settings, let's check out today's rates. About the same as it was yesterday. First up, our 30-year fixed conventional for a primary home. The most common option people think of when they think of a mortgage. Rates coming in today, 6.124. Final APR, 6.427. Now, if there's any reason our customer doesn't qualify for a conventional option, we typically want to quote an FHA option to compare. FHA allows more leniency on credit issues and a higher debt-to-income ratio, but does require upfront and yearly mortgage insurance. Rates come in at 5.25. When you add all the fees and mortgage insurance, final APR 6.205. So if our customer qualifies for both, they may consider FHA if they're willing to do the upfront and yearly mortgage insurance. And our customers that need to use it, definitely a very good option. The final APR is very comparable. And our VA loans are only for our eligible vets and active service members. If you are eligible, these programs are definitely amazing. Notice here the APR is very low. Rates as low as 5.5. Final APR with a standard funding fee comes in at 5.798. Definitely beats FHA or conventional for eligible vets and active service members. So definitely take advantage. And we'll scroll down here to the final standard program. USDA is only for USDA eligible areas. That's the rural areas of the country. If the property is eligible and the customer is eligible, these are great options to consider. USDA comes in at 5.375 today. Final APR with all the fees, 6.113. So as usual, squeaks out FHA by a touch in most areas. So definitely compare for our borrowers looking at FHA, want to compare the USDA, and definitely squeaks out conventional a little bit as well. So great option for those rural properties. And that rounds out the standard options that every bank has. If our customer doesn't qualify, unfortunately, most banks have to deny them. But that's where we love to work with our 5,000 plus programs, starting with our non-QM alt doc option. So our customer doesn't qualify for conventional or FHA using standard tax return documentation. They need to switch to alternative documentation such as bank statements, 1099s, P&L programs, all kinds of different options. Rates today for a bank statement or similar comes in at 6.25, final APR 6.578. Just a touch above conventional, absolutely amazing to switch to alternative docs and nearly identical price. So great option for our borrowers that need that. And we have our non-QM alt doc options for investment properties and tons of other options for investments we'll look at. So our bank statement or similar comes in today 6.999 for investment property, final APR 7.415. So let's compare that to the other investment options. So there are no government programs, so no FHA, USDA, or VA, but we do have conventional. So conventional investment comes in at 6.875 rate. Final APR 7.211, which is beating our alt doc, which is typical, but not beating our favorite programs. Our DSCR stands for debt service coverage ratio. No income or employment information is needed. We simply use estimated rents from the appraisal to determine a DSCR value. The estimated rents cover the estimated expenses. That is a positive DSCR ratio, aka the property cash flows monthly. For a property with a positive cash flow ratio and a 3-year prepayment penalty, which is standard, rates come in today 6.499. Final APR 6.809, beating conventional by quite a bit there. Absolutely amazing. And we can even add a 5-year prepay to some of our programs to sweeten the deal. Rates as low as 6.375 today. Final APR 6.682, beating conventional by quite a bit. And we also have a no prepayment penalty option, as some states don't allow it and some customers don't want one. The rates start at 7%. Final APR 7.298, just a touch above conventional, but I'd still say 100% of investors would choose a DSCR even if the cost is substantially more. And the final two options we always show here are 30-year fixed second mortgage. Great option now, as many customers have a lower mortgage than what we're looking at here for their first mortgage, but still want to get some cash out. No problem. Use our 30-year fixed second mortgage instead of a HELOC, as it is fixed and lower rates. For a primary home, we can get our fixed second mortgage, get cash out, rates as low as 8%. Final APR 8.370. And same program for investment properties. HELOCs are very rare for investments, so this is a great option. Rates as low as 9.375 to get cash out of that investment property without touching the first mortgage. Final APR is 9.716. So those are some cool options, but let's go ahead and switch to our topic for today, which is our P&L options. So when we do our non-QM demo, we typically pull up the bank statement, which is the most common, largest set of options there. But our P&L is probably second place, maybe there, if the bank statement isn't an option. So first, Jose, let's talk about why we'd use P&L versus bank statement, and then let's check out the live rates.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Daily Mortgage Rates Live with the Mortgage Calculator. The profit and loss loan is the solution when you have a bank statement loan where there are unverifiable large deposits, declining deposit trends, declining income trends, NSFs, overdrafts, basically anything that would be an issue when you're presenting the 12 months of bank statements, right? The P&L, most P&L programs do not require any bank statements. Some do require bank statements, so please do look at the guidelines, but it is the workaround for when you are having issues with your bank statement loan, and obviously only for self-employed borrowers. So let's share the examples we have for you today for our P&L options. Our first option here is at a 90% LTV, which is the maximum LTV for all non-QM loans. And as with all non-QM loans, never any mortgage insurance, even though we are above 80% loan to value. Our lowest cost option here is 8.875 at 1.375 points. And our lowest rate option, 8.375 at a cost of 2.375 points for a primary purchase, 90% LTV. For our investment properties, 85% LTV is the maximum LTV. 8.874 is our lowest cost option at par, and you can buy that all the way to 7.374 at a cost of 3.25 points. And for our profit and loss primary cash out refi, 80% LTV is our maximum LTV under the P&L program for any cash out refis. 7.875 is our lowest cost option at a quarter point, and you can buy that down all the way to 6.875 at a cost of 2.5 points. And now our profit and loss cash out for investment properties. Great news. Also 80% LTV. 7.875 is our lowest cost option at a quarter point. And you can buy that down all the way to 6.499 at a cost of 3.25 points. And for our lower credit score borrowers, we do have 600 is our minimum credit score for this option. 75% LTV is possible for this primary cash out refi with a 600 score. 11.125 is our lowest cost option at a cost of half a point. And you can buy that down all the way to 10.25 at a cost of 2.375 points for our primary cash out refi with a 600 credit score. And our last option here is the investment profit and loss cash out, again with a 600 credit score. 11.125 is our lowest cost option at a quarter point cost. And you can buy that down all the way to 9.75 at a cost of 3.125 points for our P&L cash out refi, 75% LTV with a 600 credit score, which is remarkable. So do look to the mortgage calculator for all your profit and loss loans, non-QM, and agency.
All right, perfect. I do not see any questions. I think we can go ahead and wrap it up here. Remember that we do this at 11 a.m. Eastern every weekday where we go through our live rates and then we do a deep dive into a different loan type. So we'll have a new loan type to talk about with you tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern for the next episode of Daily Rates Live with the Mortgage Calculator.